Here's how I make $5,000 a month in passive income.
I literally don't do that.
I don't know why I fucking do this to myself, but hello, welcome to me making a VTuber within 30 days of the time limit that the app gives you, because I'm not paying for this app. It's too damn expensive, but goddamn it, was this the hardest thing I've ever done. I've never learned physics in my life, and I do not plan on learning physics after this again. But will I do this again because I was not satisfied with the outcome? Absolutely. But this is probably the hardest project I've ever taken on, and like, all these clips are very chaotic because I needed emotional support. God damn.
WTF am I doing?
Apparently, if your video is exactly 7 seconds long, you show up on people's For You page. Did it work? Let me know.
It didn't work, but shout out to this big titty elf lady, because goddamn, did her tutorials help me in every step of the process. But I did find her tutorials a little bit too late. So a lot of this model is specifically wonky because I didn't cut pieces correctly and had to go back and fix them constantly, or I put too many parameters on one item, so it kind of messed up the entire thing. I didn't do my Z or my Y until after the fact, so a lot of things weren't working with each other, and it was very strange altogether. But I was very excited about it. I was enjoying the process. I was kind of like, I was like, my hyperfixation, I was just like, I'm gonna make a VTuber, because like, you know, that's, making VTubers is a lot of money, and if I could like kind of nail it, and it in theory, it wouldn't take this long. Once I learned it, I would train myself to being able to shit these out within 10 days. And realistically, this took me about like 3 weeks. It didn't take the whole 30 days. I did kind of like give up after like I hit this like 3-day mark. But like, I don't think it took the whole 30 days. I just like stopped because if I kept messing with it, this would happen. But, you know, after figuring it out, I think I kind of, you know, got it. And I was actually very excited. Every time I went into this like preview mess like thing, I was very excited to like play around with the physics and then be like, oh, what new thing can I add to this? And then I would like make my own thing. I would like make the ears wiggle. I would mess around with the butterfly clips in Trinity's hair. This is my character Trinity, by the way. She is a Twisted Wonderland OC that I really wanted to make a VTuber for because I wanted to make silly little videos, and then I, you know, didn't, but I was excited to make her nonetheless. But yeah, there's a lot of things I would change about this, but look, she's alive. Like, that was the most exciting thing about this. As an artist, watching your creation become alive is one of the most fulfilling things to witness ever. And when I finally finished with, you know, putting everything I could, because I was also limited by the amount of layers that I gave myself. Because I didn't give myself a lot, because I wasn't trying to get like super complicated with it, because it was my first time going into this. But yeah, and then I put it into VTube Studio. I used my iPad, which I don't have that iPad anymore because I'm realizing after the fact now that it didn't work properly because the charger port was broken. But I did my best. But, you know, it had an iPad connection function. So I used that to see if it would capture my face a little bit better. Which, in turn, filming this was like a little bit weird and funky, which is why there's so many close-ups. But I really wanted to focus on like the facial expressions and how good could the Apple app capture my facial expressions compared to their VC tracking thing. I don't know what it's called. But I thought it did pretty well. It did mask a lot of like my actual facial expressions and caught like, you know, the basic things like blinking, my mouth movements. And I felt like the mouth tracking was a little bit smoother than the app itself on my PC doing it. But I honestly was like, this is so smooth, but like I had to pay for the app on my iPad to be able to actually use VTube Studio to like stream and stuff if I like kept wanting to use it for longer than like 10 minutes or something like that. And I was just futzing with it, so I had to like disconnect it every time I wanted to reuse it, which was kind of a pain. It would disconnect by itself because the charging port sucked, but I was really excited. Again, it's another moment where like, I get to see my character come to life in like the 2D space, and like it was kind of that moment of like, oh my god, I made this, and it wasn't bad. It just wasn't like, you know, like everybody else's VTuber, because I was missing a couple of like bits and bobs that would probably like fix a lot of things. And like there's a lot of things that are stiff, and when I turn my head it really shows. But I was excited. And here's like the really terrifying like face that it gives you. But yeah, it tracks your face pretty well, I think. At least your smile. I don't think it tracks your eyes very well. But I was terrified every time I looked over in this side. Like, but yeah. And here is me using VTube Studio's face tracking. I think it was very experimental at the time. I don't know if it got any better since I've done this, but I thought personally it was tracking my facial expressions a little bit better, because my eyes naturally are they kind of like, I have this resting bitch face, so it tracked the fact that my eyes are like halfway closed a lot of the time, which I guess like takes away the cute factor of the character that in the Apple iPad face tracking kind of put back in by keeping my eyes open constantly. But I thought this one had like a more realistic way of like showing my expressions. It was just the mouth tracking was really, really off for some reason, and I didn't understand it. But I know there's like parameters that go on top of what the model has, but I didn't mess with any of those because I didn't know what any of them meant. But you know. But this is really exciting for me again to watch it back. Oh my god, I haven't actually looked at these clips in a while, but this is like super exciting. I really enjoy seeing the finished project because, I don't know, I put so many hours into this. It was so many hours of me sitting over a computer, hunched over, just like messing with a Windows app. And I gave myself that limit, and I did it. I definitely did it in 30 days, for sure. It's finished. And I could say that I've finished a VTuber model within 30 days. And here I am. I'm doing all the things that all the other VTubers do. But yeah, this is now the model, what the model looks like up close. As you can see, the mouth tracking isn't that great, but yeah, but wow. This is what it looks like. And you can see I did like the little butterfly clips, and every time I blink my ears wiggle. And it's really cute, and I'm really excited. And this is the fit. This is the fit. This is what it looks like all done up. As you can see, I didn't really like fix the feet to do anything, but I'm still learning, and I'm very excited to keep doing this. It's been a while since I've done this. I definitely rigged this model up during the pandemic, and I had a lot more time on my hands. I definitely don't have that same amount of time, but I definitely want to take a stab at this, maybe fix some of my anatomy and some of the layers. Definitely do my new character that I'm designing, and maybe do that as a future video too. We'll take part 2 of creating a VTuber that, you know, kind of makes sense, I guess. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you so much to our lovely Patreons. Wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys, honestly. It's thanks to viewers like you as well. Thank you so much. It is almost 12 o'clock at night. I want to go back to playing The Legend of Zelda. I'll see you guys next week. Ooh, I don't know what the hell my eyes are doing there. I'll figure it out. Bye.